Now we are good. Let me see. We are good. So please, Julia, can you start?
Yeah. So I'm Julia. I am 24 years old. I live in São Paulo, but I am from Sorocaba, and I am oceanographer. Now I'm doing a master's degree, and I will go to Scotland this year. So I want to improve my English to go to there. And I like, for my hobbies, I like to go to the movies. I like to walk. I like to travel, and I have a dog. His name is Snoop Dogg, and that's it.
Okay, thank you. So I am Lara. I will be the hostess of this meeting today. I am 23. I live in São Paulo. I am graduated in marketing and I'm not studying like anything in graduation anymore. I work with IT as a developer, and I am here in Ontario since October. October? No, it's not. Yeah, as a host as October last year, but as a talker since February last year. I have some hobbies, but I like walking also. I like traveling. I like spending time with my family, and I also like spending time doing nothing. I think that this is one of my favorite hobbies. I love doing nothing. And I think that's it. So let's start. Question number 1. What social media platforms do you use regularly and why?
I use Instagram and Facebook and WhatsApp. I don't know if WhatsApp is a social media, right?
Yeah.
Only the 3. I use Instagram because I like to watch videos, reels. I found a lot of funny videos in there. And I also work for an Instagram page as graphic designer. I use WhatsApp to talk to other persons, talk to my family, talk to friends, and also for work. And I don't use so much Facebook now, but sometimes I just look what is happening there because a lot of people in my family is to use. And
For me, it's been years like since I don't use Facebook anymore. I have an account, but just for participating of groups. Like I buy courses and then I have a Facebook group and then I participate of them. But I don't have anyone added there. I also use Instagram. I use Twitter, WhatsApp, and TikTok. I love TikTok because sometimes I don't have what to do anymore, and then it's okay. I'm going to open TikTok and see some video. Let's see what the algorithm is going to show to me. Twitter I like because I think that like I have Twitter since I was 11, and I don't know, I think that I am kind of addicted, and I like to I don't tweet a lot of things anymore, but I like to see what is happening in the world and things like that. And Instagram because I think that is the social media that I can be like closer of the people that I know, because I don't have Facebook, so I can be closer to the people that I know. But I also like seeing histories and what the other people are doing. Yeah. And I think that's it. That is just in LinkedIn also, but I don't use too much LinkedIn. I just see some things there, but I don't post a lot of things or things like that. Yeah. So question number 2, how often do you check your social media accounts throughout the day and why?
I don't know. I only use Instagram at night when I am at home. I don't check during the day. WhatsApp I check all day because I need it for work. Facebook I don't check so often. But sometimes when I am eating, I am looking videos on stories. So I think I check a lot because when I have a small free time, I already look.
Yeah, for me it's the same. I also sometimes when I am working and I have like I don't use WhatsApp in my work, but when I have 5 minutes, I go to WhatsApp or I go to Instagram. I know that I could like check an email and answer an email in 5 minutes, but I go to WhatsApp and Instagram and see something there. Yeah. But yeah, I think that I don't know often, but it's a lot of times that I check my social media accounts around the day. I don't spend a lot of time, but I'm always checking. Like, okay, 5 minutes, let me see what is happening, and then I go back to work. Yeah. So 3, how do you feel about the amount of time you spend on social media? And do you think it's excessive, moderate, or minimal?
I think it's moderate. I don't have so much time to be looking all day, but I check a lot of times during the day. How can I say that? I deactivated the notifications because when I post something, I work as graphical designer too, so I post some things in a page on Instagram. And when I post some reels or something like that, I want to look who came who like it, yeah, who saw the video. So when I have the notifications, I came like addicted to see what is happening. But when I take off the notification, it's better because I can work freely and without this anxiety, I think. But I think it's moderate because I am not addicted, but I like to watch videos to see funny things and look stories of other person's life.
Yeah, I feel the same. I don't know, like if you compare with the amount of time that your friends, for example, spend on social media, do you consider that is the same amount of time, or you spend like less amount of time of your friends?
I think less amount because I don't post anything. I don't like to post photos so often and either stories. I only post for work and I check to other persons are posting. I am a low profile.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Yeah. For me, I think that when comparing with my friends, I am kind of a moderate user because I don't post a lot of things. I always post like a photo of my cats or something some immersion that I'm going to do on TNT. But my friends are always posting a lot of things also on Twitter or things like that. But I consider that the amount of time that I spend on social media is excessive. Even that I don't post a lot of things or I'm not the whole day using it, I think that I don't like the amount of time that I spend using social media. I would like to reduce that for sure.
Yeah, and only one thing. On Instagram, you can check the amount of time that you spend during the day. You can go to the configuration and see it. I look on one day and it was a weekend, a final weekend, and I spent like 4 hours. For me, it's a lot of time.
Yeah. So
but when I am in my free day or I am sick, for example, I spend a lot of time because I am in bed. I don't have anything to do, so I think 4 hours is a lot.
Yeah. For me, whenever I receive the notification that the amount of time that I spent last week on iPhone, that for me, the median is 4 hours. I always think like, oh, I need to reduce that this week because like 4 hours is a lot of time. And I'm always thinking what I am doing. And I already tried to, for example, spend some time off social media and like deleting the apps or things like that, and it's a good thing. Like it's really good because you have more things to do and you have less anxiety. I think like, let me see if someone sent me a message or someone did something or things like that, and it's really good. But sometimes I always come back and then like I lost all my progress. Yeah. So question number 4, what steps do you take to ensure your online safety and privacy while using social media? You know, that I don't know how is this word in English, but we have a lot of golpes happening on Instagram that people post a photo and selling something, but it's never the person. It's the person was hacked or something like this. So how you make to ensure your online safety?
I don't know, but my Instagram is private. I don't like to make it public. I only make it public when I participate some sorteio. No. So, but the majority of time is private. And also my Facebook, the things I posted in past is private, only for my friends. And on WhatsApp, you can put like some steps to increase the safety but just that, I don't do a lot about it.
Yeah, for me it's the same. I keep like my Instagram private, but I also have two-step verification, for example. For me, sometimes it's hard when I have this, then I need to log in some social media, and then I need to do two-step verification. Sometimes I am without my phone or something like this. But I have this to ensure privacy, yeah, and safety. But not sure if it will always save me of this, because sometimes, like, we can people find a way to go through this. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's the things that I use. And there has other things. For example, bank account. I know that is not related to social medias, but for example, bank account apps. Do you have on your cell phone? I know that there has people that has another cell phone to use bank accounts. But do you already think about it?
No, it's in my only cell phone.
Yeah, for me the same. I don't have another cell phone to put my apps there.
Yeah, but it's something that I think sometimes, because if I get robbed, in my cell phone is everything, all my social medias, my email, my WhatsApp, all my bank accounts, a lot of things.
Yeah, and I think there is a lot of bureaucracy to have other to have your cell phone number again and things like that. So yeah, it's a good approach. It's not easy because you are going to have two cell phones, but it's a good approach. So question number 5. Have you ever encountered misinformation or fake news on social media, and how do you verify the credibility of information before sharing or believing it?
Yeah, it's a lot of fake news, Instagram and Facebook also. Also in WhatsApp in this group.
Yeah.
But I think I never believe, because I can't see if it's true or if it's not, because I don't know. I think it's not too difficult to see, because some things are really unbelievable for me. But I know that a lot of persons, especially old people in my family, tend to believe that and to share that without see if it's true or not. Especially things related to climate change, science in general, vaccines, elections, politics. I don't know. I think we can see the credibility searching trustful newspapers.
Yeah, I think that is a good point. For me, I think that I always encounter that mainly in Twitter and in TikTok, because Instagram, I don't see a lot of people sharing information or news or something like this. They share more about their day, and when they are sharing some news, they are sharing about trustful sources. Yeah. But for example, in TikTok, there has something that people is always spreading misinformation, about a lot of things. Sometimes it's a simple thing, but they spread this, and I don't know, people really believe. So for me, it's really hard to believe in something that I see on TikTok or Twitter. So what I do is just try to find some funny videos, and when I need to when I see something that I question if it is true or not, I try to search on the internet and trustful informations. Yeah. But I think that, for example, for us to be sure of everything that we see in social media, we always need to have this thing of like trying to find other answers, because if you're just content with the answer that you are seeing in the moment, for sure it's not so trustful. Yeah.
And it's also good just follow trustful pages, because a lot of these gossip pages share lies.
Yeah, and there has something, for example, there has some sources that I don't know, that build some credibility, that it's trustful, but it's not trustful, like it's a huge, for example, vehicle of information here in Brazil, but sometimes they spread this information. I saw something recently about Nath Finanças. I don't know if you know her, but I don't know how to say this, but she has like a job in the government now, but they started to spread misinformation about her, or to focus in other things to remove her credibility. Yeah. So, and it was a trustful sources. Yeah. So it's something that we need always to question about.
Yeah.
So question number 6. Do you feel that social media helps you stay connected with friends and family? Why or why not? And how do you do that?
Yeah, I think so. Especially WhatsApp. I do a lot of calls in there, so I can see my sister, for example, who lives in New Zealand for about 4 years. So if we didn't have social media, it will be more difficult to see and talk to her. I also like to see photos of my family that are not too close to me, but I like to see. I like to know what is happening to them. Also, I have friends who live in other parts of the world or the country, so it's good to see them. I think this is the best part of the social media.
Yeah. So do you usually do this like sending a message or just, I don't know, answer history? Or you said about your sister that you do calls. And for example, for your friends, do you always send a message to stay connected, or do you give a like on a history and answer history? How do you do that?
Oh, I try. I like to make calls. These phone calls when you can video calls to see the person. I don't like to talk by message. I tend to not answer because I forgot to answer. But I try to stay connected to my closest friends, for example.
Yeah. Good point. And for me, it's the same. I think that it helps a lot to stay connected with friends and family. I have contact with friends like from school that I would never like keep it if it was not through social media, and because it's really like the routine is really different, so it's really hard so we can see each other. So I think that it helps a lot. And also like group families that I'm always in touch with my family. And now I live alone, so I miss a lot my mom and my sister. So I love like to keep connecting with them and sending some message during the day to say something. So yeah, I think that it really helps and it's really important.
Yeah, I talk a lot with my grandmother in WhatsApp. Now she knows how to use and record the audios. It's so cute.
It's really good. And I see a lot of things about like grandmothers using social media, and I always think that is so cute and funny the way that they
Yeah.
use it. Yeah. Okay, so I think that we can go to the question number 7. How do you define your relationship with social media apps, in healthy or unhealthy, and why?
Dinner is healthy because I try not to spend too much time, at least not to reduce my routine. And also I try not to compare with other people's lives on Instagram. This is difficult, but I really try because always in Instagram we see people traveling or living in gym, and you think, oh my God, I wish I had this life. But
Going to the gym every day. If you're
yeah, eating healthy. But I try not to do that anymore. I just look what I want to look. Just some persons. I don't click in everything. So I think it's healthy.
Yeah, that's good. Do you follow a lot of influencers? What kind of influencers?
No, I hate following influencers. Only the fun influencers.
Yeah, yeah. For me, it's the same. I think that my relationship with social media is healthy, even that I want to use less because I think that is important. It will be good for me. I think that is healthy. And also, as you say, like I try not to compare, and I always try to. I don't follow influencers. I like to follow Instagram pages that has like I don't know how to say that, but psychology things or tests or something like this, but I don't like following influencers because I think that I don't like their lifestyle. I just follow Priscilla Evelyn because I love her and I think that she's really funny, but I don't follow others. And I also try not to compare, but I think that for me is also something that is not something hard because when I see my friends, I don't know, I think that is always people that are closer to me. So I know their lives or things like that. So it's not something that I always look like, oh, I should do this or things like that. Yeah. But gym, I think that I always feel like a little bit jealous of people going to the gym every day because it's not something that I can do. It's always a hard time for me when I need to go to the gym or something like this.
Yeah.
Uh, Question number 8, how do you determine who to follow or connect with on social media? What factors do you consider?
I only accept persons that I know, or I follow persons that I connect to some kind. But I also follow persons that share like educational content, and not influences, but who teaches something like marketing, finances. I like to follow that pages. And sometimes like stores. I follow a lot of stores and people who make gardening. I don't know, some hobby where I can see it, and friends and family in general. So I consider if the content is relevant to me, or if someone that I know, or I don't know, someone in work. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I try not to follow influencers.
Yeah, it's a good strategy. I think for me the same. I always follow people that I know or people that I like the content, even that is not someone that, for example, create content, but someone that I like the photos that they post or something like this. But I also like to follow people that create educational contents and people that like do poems or create art. I love seeing that. And for example, in histories, I love seeing the histories of my friends and people that I know. But when checking the photos, I like to see the photos or cats of videos of cats. I love doing that. I think that is so funny. They are so cute. So I have a lot of these on my Instagram. So I love seeing reels or photos about that people post. Yeah. But I always consider if it is something, if the content of the person they are posting, if they are not like content creators, if it's something that I would like to see every day or things like that. Because for me, it's really hard that I will silence someone notifications or things like that. So I like to do those things. Yeah. So the next question, what do you like most and least about social media?
I think that what I like most is that we can talk to our friends and family and be close to them, even if we are apart. I also like that we can find a lot of work opportunities. Like on Instagram, I saw a lot of courses, online courses to my profession, and I like to see tips for travel, a good place to go, and place to eat. In São Paulo, for example, we have a lot of pages posting that. So I think it can be a good source of some kind of information. Also, we can have fun looking cat videos, dog videos. I love to. This is what I like most, and what I like least is that we spend too much time in there, so we forgot about reality. We forgot how to connect to other persons in real life, because it's very different to only texting and have a real conversation. Also, I don't like that we mix everything, work and personal life, in this social media. So I think that's difficult. For example, in WhatsApp, I have a lot of work groups, but I also have my personal group. So it's all mixed, and it's not nice because I need to do both in the same platform. And I don't like that social media is a place of fake news and gulps, as you say. It's not nice too.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think that the thing that I like most is having the opportunity of being in touch with people that I will not like keep touch if it was just like we meeting in person. And I think that's something that is really good, is that sometimes you have some friend of your childhood in your social media, and then you talk with each other, you can message each other. That is something that will not happen if we don't have it. But the thing that I like least, I don't like the things that you said also. But something that for me as a Twitter user that I always see is that people sometimes trying to I don't know how to say this, but like they are vulnerable in social media if and it's not something that they can't do, but they can do this. But I think that persons in social media are always looking for someone to, I don't know, to be bad with them. And sometimes people, or I see influencers, for example, creating videos and crying or things like that and sharing some personal information that like people in social media will not embrace them, but will judge them. And sometimes we have this false sense that it's a personal circle, you know, people that are like with us, but sometimes they are just trying to find some mistake of yours to judge you. So I don't like this, and I think that this is something that goes with what you said about people like mixing the reality with the social media. So sometimes people like think that the reality is social media, but it's not. Yeah. So I think that this is the thing that I like least about social media.
Yeah, I agree. I also don't like that some persons do everything to get attention in social media, just to get likes. We have a lot of awful videos just to, I don't know, to be famous. That's ridiculous. And even people who makes videos crying, sometimes I think it's a little fake. Because if you're really sad, you can do a video and post it. So it's a strange environment, some pages.
I remember a lot of Black Mirror. I think there are a lot of things that are coming true, you know. But when I think about someone making a video crying, I know that, okay, they are sad or things like that, but you could cry with people that you really confia, you trust, people you really trust, you know. You don't need to do that because it's weird that when you think that this action of like taking the cell phone, opening the camera and starting recording and then crying, it's like a lot of steps to do that, you know. So
yeah. I also don't like people who expose their kids, you know, everything that their kids are doing and their kids crying or make bad behavior. They record that. It's not nice.
I was seeing recently some a mother in social media that she do like the gentle parenting, right? And her child like beating up her and things like that and crying and screaming, and she was recording and like, why? He's just a kid. Why are you doing that? Just to have likes and be famous? I don't like it either. Okay, so question number 10. What kinds of content do you like to see on social media, and who are the persons you usually follow the content?
Yeah, as I said, I the content that I like the most is my friends' content. That's no big deal. Just then travel, working, and eating something. It's normal content. I like all the contents that my grandmother shared on Facebook. Is always cute. I like to see dog content a lot, and I like to see travel tips, graphical design tips. I also like to see posts about gardening and like house decorations. What else? I think that's it. And funny content. One influence that I follow is Mateus Costa. I don't know if you know.
I think
it's a guy who makes videos with his father, and it's really funny and cute.
That his father is always mad, right?
Yeah. I love the videos. I also follow Pequena Lo. It's an influencer that I think it's funny. I think only the two of them. And I like to see maternity content. I am not a mom, but I like to see that little kid Alice who talks difficult words. I like to see the content of her. I like to see videos of baby doing funny things.
Yeah. And for me, I like to see videos of cats, as I say. I think that is really funny and really interesting because they do a lot of weird things and it's cute. I also like to see videos of chiropraxia. I don't know how to chiropracts. I love seeing these, like they are like estralando, the back of other person. So I love to see that. I also on TikTok, for example, I like to see videos of pimples. I don't know, like, pimples, people like working on that and things like this. But I also like to see videos about therapies or things like that, or like talking about self-awareness. I love to see videos like this. Sometimes it's overwhelming. It's a lot of information to be aware of, but it's good. And I like to see the videos of my family and my friends. I love to see that and see how they are going, or this. Yeah. I don't know if there has something more that I like to see. I don't know. Sometimes I don't follow any content, just like my friends, but I always like trust that the algorithm is going to deliver something to me, So yeah. Okay, so question number 11. Have you ever taken a break of social media? If so, how did it make you feel and why did you decide to take a break? If not, have you ever thought about it?
No, I never took a break. Only when I don't have my cell phone. My cell phone's broken, or I buy a new cell phone, so I spend some days without any social media, but not on purpose. I don't know if I ever thought about it. About WhatsApp, no, because I cannot be without WhatsApp, but I already thought about not not spend time on Instagram anymore, to delete my account, but I didn't do that because I don't know. I think it's better to have but not use too much than don't have. It's a good place to save some photos, to post one time in year, but but to have memories in there, I think it's nice. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I know people that doesn't have social media, like any social media, and I don't know, even that is good for them. I think that it's hard of people reach you, and nowadays we know that it's usually people try to reach you out through social media. So if they try to find you, they will never encounter you, and they are not going to your house to try to look at you, So I know that there has people that live without social media, but I don't know if I would do that. As you say it, like I prefer having it and not using it than not having it at all. But I take some breaks from social media, and it was really good for me. I think that I had more time to do the things that I wanted, and I had less anxiety. But there had a weekend that I spent the whole weekend without my cell phone, that I went to camping, and we were without internet connection, and it was really funny because the time is spent, like it was, I don't know, the day looked at it had like 48 hours. It was like it's an amount of time to do a lot of things, but we didn't have anything to do. And I was like, okay, so I just need to deal with the boredom that I'm feeling now. But it was really good. Like it was really funny. We enjoy with other persons. We don't have the cell phone to like, okay, so we are not talking anything. Let me pick my cell phone and do something. Like we just needed to interact with each other, and it was really good. Yeah. And I think that it also changed the way when I come back to my house in the Monday, it also changed the way that I deal it with social media. So it was really good for me, I think, this weekend.
Yeah. I think we need to get bored sometimes and look to social media. Don't make that, because we are looking at a lot of information and we are not totally resting. We are making some work in our minds, so we don't realize how much this affects us in our daily routine.
Yeah, sometimes we are not, like we are doing nothing in your house, but we are checking our cell phones, and you feel overwhelmed with the information that we have. There had some moments in the past that I was like using my computer while using my cell phone and watching TV, and I was like, okay, I think that I am going to explode at any time. But yeah, it's really important. I took vacations some time ago, and I never took vacations before, so it was like work days, and I was doing nothing, and I was okay. okay, I could deal with that, but it's a lot of time of doing nothing. And I was talking with my friends and say I will never take vacations anymore because I don't know what to do in my house. Like it's cleaned and I watch everything on TV and I don't have anything to do anymore. So I don't know what to do with so much free time.
Yeah.
Okay, so question number 12. Do you think social media has affected your attention span or ability to focus on tasks? Why or why not?
Yeah, I think it affects all of us, but we don't realize that too much. When I am watching a film that I don't like too much, I tend to see my cell phone, and that's horrible because I'm doing two things in once, so it's not nice. But I think I try not to affect my work with that because I need to really focus. And to that, I disability the notifications of everything, including WhatsApp, Instagram, because I like to see only the notification. Who will send me a message? Who will send something on Instagram? And when I turn off the notifications, better because I can focus and see only in appropriate time, like lunch, like a break. So it's better because otherwise I will look at 5 minutes. I will look something. I can totally not focus anymore.
Yeah, for me it's the same. I disable the notifications also, so I don't receive any notifications in my cell phone. It's always like in a black screen. But I think that it affected a lot because as I said, when I have 5 minutes, I don't think about answering an email. Just a minute, my cat is like just in my house right now. I don't think about like answering an email. I always think, okay, I have 5 minutes. Let me see my WhatsApp, let me see my Instagram or something like this. And sometimes you just want to spend 5 minutes, but you finish spending more time than expected. And I think that it also sometimes when I am like feeling some anxiety, I don't think about, okay, let me focus on my task. I always like, okay, let me just pick my cell phone a little fast to see what is happening or things like that. So I think that it really affected. So I try to work on that. So for example, using some Pomodoro time, or when I want to watch some TV series, what I do is I will focus on a task 1 hour, then I'm going to see some TV series that is 20 minutes or something like this. So I always try to use a strategy on that, but I know that it affected my attention span for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because we tend to think that we relax if we look at Instagram, things like that, but no, it's the opposite. I also
Yeah.
like to see a lot of stores apps like Shy and Shopee. Amazon, I was addicted to look at the promotions of the day, like books in promotion, clothes in promotion. It's not a social media, but I think it can also be addicted to them, especially during the pandemics that everyone buy things on cell phone, and it's difficult. Now I don't buy anymore too much, but in the past, in the pandemics, I was buying a lot of things that I didn't need.
Yeah. I had this too. And I don't know what happened, but in pandemic, I was like addicted to wait until something comes to my house, like buy something on the internet and wait until it comes to my house. Now I don't have it, but I have another problem that is whenever I go to the mall or something like this, like out and like in the store, I always like buy something. Like it's kind of having the internet on in front of me, and it's I always do that. So I work it in my problem with using stores app, but now I need to work on like going presential to the stores. But it's something that they changed the strategy also when creating the apps, right? Now we receive a lot of notifications all the time from these apps too, like, oh, you have points, you have promotions or things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, in Shopee we have specific days with promotion.
Yeah. I have friends that are addicted to Shein and they like do the check-in every day to receive points and to have more discounts. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
So question number 13, can you identify any positive changes or benefits that have come from your use of social media?
I don't know, like positive change. I think I know a lot of new good information. I learned a lot about graphical design on social media and also about finances. That's good, but I could learn that on YouTube or reading a book, for example. So I don't know if it's related only to social media. I also can be close to the persons that I was not to. That's good. And I think that, yeah, I also work with social media. So as a freelance in graphical design. So it's a good thing.
Yeah. For me, I think the same. I could learn a lot of things because they create a lot of content about it, and it's easy content. It's not something so technical or something like this. So I could learn a lot of things that are not related to my area also, and this created a lot of interests that I have right now. And also, I think that I did a lot of friends using social media. Like I could like sometimes I knew someone and when going out, but we keep in touch on social media or something like this. So I think that it was benefits and positive changes for me. But I don't know, on my day to day, I don't know what more I could add on this. Yeah. So question number 14. Can you identify any negative consequences or downsides of social media use in your personal life or society as a whole? Now you will have a list. Like it's hard to find benefits.
Yeah, we talk a lot about it. I think it's a huge negative consequence, the fake news, the lack of privacy. People try to get attention doing ridiculous things. The exposures of their kids also. I don't know. We have a lot of negative consequences, especially to the teenagers that are using since kids the social media. I think they will have a lot of difficulty to make real connections in real life, also to focus on school, because I don't know, for me, the majority of kids now have cell phones and social media. In your time, I only have had cell phone until I was 15 or I don't know, 17 maybe, when I get into university. So I didn't use in school, and now every kid use, and I don't know, it must be strange to them.
Yeah.
I use since kids.
Yeah, and I think that we have we don't have a lot of things saying like studies saying what is the impact for kids to using it a long time on their adulthood, because it's something that is happening right now. And I think that something that we said about like mixing the reality with something that we see in social media, it's worse for kids and teenagers because they are like, I don't know, they are in this world, like they are living it as it was the real world. And I think that this exposure that people have on their own lives and their other people's lives, I see a lot of people doing pegadinhas with the other persons that is something that is like not so good and so funny. So I think that this is also dangerous sometimes. I saw recently a guy that was like doing a prank with her girlfriend, and then he put her out of the house when it's snowing and she died or things like that. So people are always doing things for having attention, and this is really dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, other thing that I don't like too much is that all of professions nowadays need to be like influencing social media. To you succeed, you need to share everything about your profession, including if you're a medicine, if you're
Yeah.
no, I am oceanographer. And I saw a lot of good contents about marine science on Instagram, things like that. But I don't want to do that. I tried to make a page and to share some content, but I didn't like too much to be every day posting. So I don't want to have this life. But I think the people who succeed in their profession, the people who share everything, and not everyone has this need or have these talents to be a content creators. So I don't know, the people only appreciate these persons who are the influencers.
Yeah, I also think that this is something that is really hard because, yeah, as you say, not everyone wants to do that, but sometimes it seems that you need to do that if you want to be seen on your professional. I have a sister that is a therapist, and she always say, like, I don't want to create an Instagram because I am introspective and I don't want to create content. And I think that my area is sometimes really technical. And for professions like this, for example, medicals, yeah, or therapies or things like that that works with healthy or mental healthy or those things, I think that people sometimes doesn't take care of what they are saying. Sometimes they generalize a lot, and this is dangerous also. Yeah. But I think that, for example, oceanography, I would love to see content about it. Yeah, it is something that is really good. And it seems really genuine when you say that you don't like it because you create content from social media. So for you, it would be easier to do that because you already do that, right?
Yeah. I tried to. I post like 3 times only, and then I give up. But I tried to have a page. But I don't know. I think I see this every day in my work, so I don't want to be in social media posting that too.
Yeah,
It's a lot of the same information in my head. So for me, I need to separate these two parts of my life, you know?
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. And I think that this takes a lot of time and energy to create content to interact with followers or things like that. So makes sense. Sometimes we just need to separate. We already work with that. We don't need to do this in your free time also.
Yeah. And it's also not a content that will be viral.
Yeah. And yeah, I think that I see a lot on Twitter. People like this kind of content a lot, but in Instagram, I never saw something like this. Yeah. So question number 15, what are your thoughts about kids using social media?
Mm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a kid, so I cannot talk to myself, but I have a cousin who is 11 and she has TikTok and Instagram. Is monitored for her parents, but she posts a lot of TikTok dances. It's not harmful, but I think it can be dangerous to some adults see that and I don't know, have bad thoughts. No, I think I would be afraid to have a kid dancing on Instagram, and I don't know. I think it's very dangerous. Um, I also think that a lot of kids posting everything, that their localization, what they are doing, and this is also dangerous. So we need to have a lot of control. Also, I think this can affect their focus in school because they are really trying to learn all the dances, and I think this consume time for them.
Yeah, I agree. I think that I also don't have kids, but I see my nephews, and for example, I know that teenagers hate to be controlled and to have their privacy like take off. But I think that is important to monitor, as you say, because I don't know, I think that social media is really dangerous, and even that the kid is not doing anything, they can see some content that is doing something. So I think that even that teenagers doesn't like it, it needs to be monitored. And I know there has some people that say, "Oh, I would never give a cell phone to my kid or something like this," but it's really hard. And I see by my sisters because they always say that, but sometimes you just need some time, and the kid are not like letting you do anything, and you just need, okay, like please watch TV or do this until I am going to clean the house or things like that. So I think that monitoring is, I don't know, safest. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, if all the kids in the school have like Instagram and only yours don't, so you'll be excluded.
Yeah, yeah. So this is hard for the kid also. They're going to grow you up like, okay, I don't have anything. Like why everyone is in their cell phones and like using Instagram or things like that, and I don't have it.
Yeah.
So the last question, how has your use of social media changed over time?
When I started, And on Instagram, I posted like a lot of photos and stories, and then I don't have much time to do that. No energy to post anything. I just saw the videos of other persons. So, and now I try to not follow influencers that I follow in the past, because I don't like their contents. I think I tend to compare too much. So I only follow people that I really think that is relevant. And in WhatsApp, I silence a lot of groups to not use all the time, only to see the important informations.
Yeah. For me, I think that I also what changed it for me is that I don't post a lot of things anymore. So I try not post it. I just like to sing it. But in the past, I posted a lot of things, and I always like feel weird when I see some lembrança on Instagram of years ago when I felt like, oh, why did I post that? Why? So I don't post a lot of things anymore. I just like to see things. And I also think that something that changed it is the way that I observe the content that I am reading. So sometimes when I see something on Twitter, I just see it and say, okay, so this is something that is just happening here in the real life. This is not something true. So let me just skip that. So I think that this is some things that I do. But I don't know. I think that it was just this. And the things that I share, so I don't share it. When I was a teenager and I used social media, I shared a lot of things about my personal life. Now I think that is the worst thing you can do. Okay, so I think that we went through all the questions, and you're running out of time. So I'm going to share with you the survey. It not be anonymous since you're the only person here, but feel free to give any feedback or suggest some topic if you want to talk about.
Okay.
So thank you, Julia. It was really great to talk with you today. I hope to have a great day and also a great week.
Thank you, Lara. It was very good.
Thank
Have a
you.
nice day.